Really, I didn't have very much dreams, and I tried not to think about it, and not to talk about it, because I know that my dad, he passed when I was 12, and my mother had to do the whole 9 yards, and I looked at one thing, and that was find a way so I could help my mama, and I just made my mind up. I said, Lord, if you just give me the strength so I can find a way so she don't have to work no more. My name is Wesley Douthitt. I had a birthday September the 2nd. I turned 68 years old. I was born and raised in the American Edition in the same house that I'm living in now. You know, everybody out here was just like a one big family, whether you're white, black, Indian, it don't make no difference. We always, because all of us was the same way, poor, to that point. And we all helped each other. If my mom and dad knew that this was going on, man, and we can turn the switch and light, and turn the faucet on for water, gas the heat. I didn't, like I say, kids used to teach us so bad. I hated to go to school. You know, they nicknames, they called us Hog County because just about everybody out here had a hog, a pig. My dad would buy a baby pig and raise it during the winter. During the summer, and then in the fall of the year, then we butcher it. And we always had plenty of food. Food wasn't no problem. We just didn't have no running water, no electric lights. I look at it now, it was a great lesson to me. That's why I try to tell my children that if you had to live like I had to live, you would have a completely different lifestyle. And I think coming up like that, I ain't gonna say it helped me, but it taught me a whole lot of how people even before me had to live. That's the way I look at it. I said, well, if I had to live like this, what about the people that was before me? I try to tell all of my children that I have, that whatever you do, make sure that you remember where you come from. A lot of people forget where they come from. They get money or they get a new car or get a better house, and then they act like, oh, I ain't know. Where were you talking about? You know what I'm saying? They just completely, oh, no, I don't know. Shoot, this is a blessing for me. I was born and raised here and still here. Look like I'm gonna die here. But it was all of us. Everybody chipped in and did your little chores, and so we didn't. It was hard, but it was fair. And God made us and put us here and gave us our health and strength so that we all went to school. Most of my sisters and brothers, they graduated. I got crazy and quit. mistake I made in my life when I quit out going to high school. But I just said, it's too tough. My mother didn't have money to ride a cab or nothing like that, especially in the wintertime. Snow and ice, and you had to walk across that bridge. It wasn't as good as it is now, the old bridge. And then cars would splash water all over you. In wintertime, ice and snow. I didn't have no lunch hour because I had to use my time up, to dry out in the morning, dry out when I got to school. And I just got so depressed, and I quit. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I ain't going to school no more. She cried and everything. I said, begged me. I said, no, you're working too hard. And I just quit and gave it up. And then when I turned 18, I got married. And it lasted for a pretty good while. And after that, I got divorced and got married a second time. I got divorced. I said, I ain't going nowhere. I come back home. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I ain't. She said, boy, where you going? I had all my clothes in the car. She said, where you going? I said, back here, and I ain't leaving no more. I said, we're going to die together. And that's what it did. I gave it all up and stayed here and took care of her. And she ain't talked to me for about 2 or 3 months because I made her quit working. I called all them people and told them she wasn't coming to work no more. She didn't speak to me for about a month. She was mad, but she was really upset. I said, Mom, it's time to stop. I said, heck, I got me a job. I ain't getting married no more. I said, we're going to stay here until we die. She was blind. She had lost her sight. And she could get up. She couldn't cook, but she'd get up and in the middle of the night, go in the refrigerator and get something to eat. She thought I'd be asleep. I'd be asleep. She already out here, the refrigerator door closed. She always taught us, that, you see that bird out there? Yeah. He said, that bird's out there eating a piece of bread, but look at all the other birds that don't have bread. She said, look at your life like that. If you got one thing, you're better than a whole lot of people because they may not have that. If you can do a good deed, do it. Do it. And don't worry about the color of the skin. If people would just take the color away from the skin, all our blood is still red. If you had to have a transfusion, you don't know where that blood comes from. If I had it from my own, that might be some of yours. If you had one, it might be some of mine. So you ain't gonna say no to that. I just used to say, I said, well, if I ever get grown and get get children, I said, I'm gonna make sure that they have a better life than I did. And that's the way I've always looked at it, And I thank God for it. And like I say, I got 5 girls, and they all went to school. My last one's in school now, and she graduated, I think, this year. And that'll be the last one. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed. God has blessed me a long time and a long way. Yeah, it was hard, but it was fair. I looked out. If I had to do it again, I would do the same thing again. I think anybody, regardless of where you was born or how you had to live, you should be appreciative to that situation at that particular time.